Nancy.
Hi. We will start with you, Christiana. How did it feel to be playing a nun? Not only that she built an empire of hope, but also a successful entrepreneur.
It felt great. I mean, that's a very unusual character if you think of it. You don't hear about a nun that is, built as many square meters as a Rockefeller. So, it's kind of, it is surreal. Sometimes it feels surreal, but no, it was great. Of course, I tend to then, well, that's what I did. I put aside the fact that she was a nun. I forgot all about it when I started working on it, because I wanted to find the woman behind the nun or under the habit of the nun. So, and then it became much more, real and accessible to me. So, yeah.
And David, you get to play key here. Cabrini bringing the Italian side, but for you, mentioning the Irish side.
Yeah, the Irish. Where it really where you really find out about that Irish side of them is more towards the end. What I liked about the character is he's not very attractive when we meet him, and you think he's not a good guy, but at his heart, he really's got a lot more going on there. And he discovers his heart as he goes along.
He's like stuck between two worlds, trying to survive in this new world. And yet comes Cabrini kind of like coming back to being humble. And there's that dialogue that takes place where he's telling her, nothing's going to change, not even in 100 years, no matter what you do.
Well, I love that because, it would be easy for us to feel that way now, we're stuck in the way things are now. Whether it's with the migrations, whether it's in politics, it can feel very negative. And he was somebody who feels like he's being realistic. That's realism. Italians going to be with what they are 150 years from now. Clearly, they aren't. Clearly, the Italians and the Irish and other, African American, right? There's a movement. Thank God there is, and there is change. But he was not seeing that at the time.
And Christiana, what was your experience with some of the strong dialogue that you had to portray?
Well, this particular scene actually was one of my favorite ones because, again, I added a line there. Forgive me if I don't have the strength to think like you. And I just meant what I was trying to say. I hope it comes across, is that yes, when you say it's easier to think that way, it really takes a lot of strength to hold on to that concept that things will never change. And actually, if you just surrender to the idea that we are an evolving society, we are evolving beings, then it's easier to see, to see us being more welcoming to change. So to me, that was a very important scene along with others, but I felt strongly about it and I was actually very happy to do it with you.
Yeah, likewise.
It leaves us making us think what kind of world we want. So what kind of world would you want?
I definitely want a world that is more inclusive with less barriers and walls and prejudice and more inclusive, definitely more inclusive. I feel whenever they ask me, where are you from? I find it so limiting to say that I'm from Italy. I feel I spent most of my life in a big part of my life in England. And now I have family in the States and I'm bilingual. I feel like I'm very much, a citizen of the world. And I just think that if I feel I can embrace the entire world, the other way around for me works as well. The world should be able to, see movement and see and embrace everybody in one big society.
And I think for me, if we just boil down our experience at the end of it all, when we're here about why are we here, I think for me, just ultimately, it's to learn to love. and to love. And however that is expressed, I think that's why what this is all about.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time and congratulations on this project.